Card Ladder.
Let's talk about one of the new Card Ladder features, multiple collections. By the time this episode airs, you will have already heard about this new feature, which is the ability of users to add multiple collections in Card Ladder. So let me bring in Josh to help break this down. Josh, first of all, what does it mean that Card Ladder users can now create multiple collections?
Well, in the collections tab right now, you'll notice that we show just one collection at a time. So if you're browsing the app and you want to add something to your collection, it just adds it to the collection, right? You just have this concept of a single collection. Now, if you head over to the collection page, in the place where it shows the title of your collection, there'll be a little drop down, and there's now an option to add a new collection. So you can now separate your collection feature into multiple sub collections. So lots of great usages there, which we'll get into, but very easy to use and get to, and hopefully everyone can discover this, while they're using the app. And then while you're adding a card and you're browsing other parts of the app and you go to add a card to your collection, you'll see a drop down to pick which one you want to add it to, which is very helpful.
Excellent. And what was the impetus for creating this feature and adding it to Card Ladder?
Customers wanted it. I wasn't super big on the idea because, personally, I didn't see the need to have multiple. I just thought you could manage it in one. But, after talking to a lot of customers and people came up with really good use cases, which I hadn't thought of, which was great. And so, my favorite thing as a product developer, software developer, is to listen to customers and whatever they want. We gotta listen to our customers. And so we heard from enough people here that this was, the next priority.
Voices will be heard. Guys, thank you for the great suggestions. Josh and team did a great job building it. Kristina,
yes.
Some collectors have mentioned that it could be fun to create an extra collection in Card Ladder using this new feature as a way to practice investing in sports cards. So, for example, a user could allocate 10,000 fictitious Monopoly dollars across cards that are in Card Ladder's database, and then track the performance of those investments over 3 months, 6 months, a year, whatever. What do you think about that idea? You going to be cracking out any fictitious hypothetical collections and test your investment mettle?
I don't know. Are Chris and Josh going to give me time to do something like that and play around in the app and not work? Okay.
No.
I won't, but I will be talking to customers who will. And I know that we have a lot of members who have great ideas for how to use this. And I can't wait to see what they come up with and hear their feedback.
What about a competition?
I personally have totally wanted a way to compete, for our members to compete against each other, kind of like a fantasy football, but like ladder bucks, where like you have $10,000 and you create a collection, and then we have a competition where potentially you could win prizes for having the best results.
I love the idea of this competition, because when we only had one collection, it's only for your collection, your real collection. You don't want to waste it, on a fictitious one. Now that you have multiple, right now we have it capped at 3, but we can expand that based on usage and see how it goes. But you got one for the other idea obviously is like one for PC, one for flipping or investing or whatever. Like you kind of want to separate those out, because I know personally for myself, I might use it just for that, because stuff that's locked up, my grails or whatever. You could have one for grails and one for low end. You could maybe separate it that way. There might be something for, you might have one that you want to track for like insurance or tax purposes that you want to be able to export separately, that your accountant said like, hey, these need to be tracked separately, something like that. But I love having the idea of saving that third one for this competition that you guys just came up with. I love this idea, because it's like, take 10,000 fictitious dollars and you buy, or you buy $10,000 worth of cards in Card Ladder, and then we track it after a month and see. That's such a good idea, because it would just work so well. It would be automated. I could just run a little thing to see who had the most based on their entry, and you have to like name your collection a certain way so that I can see it or something.
Okay, well, perhaps the seed has been planted here. Okay,
perhaps
great.
By the time this comes out and everyone tells us they want to do this, we will put some rules in place and launch a competition.
All right.
For our ladder members.